Now, obviously, there's a very good chance that you may have to get back in the ring at that next UK election. Now, is it true that you have had a couple of chats with people who only exist as members of the parliament because they were with Boris Johnson in the red wall that fell away, Conservatives in the north? Are these the people who end up being Nigel Farage's team that battles in a couple of years' time?
Look, I mean, to be honest about it, and I don't want to sound boastful, but none of those seats would have gone Conservative, and Boris Johnson wouldn't have been Prime Minister, if I hadn't done what I did. I got millions of people who'd come from families that had been voting Labour since the end of World War I, and they agreed with the stuff I was saying against the establishment. They voted UKIP. And then in the end, Brexit Party and then Conservative. I was the gateway drug. It was what I did that got them there. Look, we're in this, sort of fevered environment where if I'm seen having a cup of coffee with somebody, suddenly it means we're plotting some grand design. All I would say is that those red wall, as they're known, Conservative MPs, elected in 2019 in seats in which before it was unthinkable, they know that public trust and support in this government has fallen to absolutely rock bottom. As I speak to you, there are at least 12 migrant boats in the English Channel with 400 to 500 people on board. And what happens when they get processed? They get sent to these northern towns, they fill up hotels, they damage local economies. That's just one aspect of how this government has failed. But also, it's a betrayal of what the Brexit vote was. So these people know that unless something drastic changes, they are all going to lose their seats. The question is, under an absolute strict first-past-the-post electoral system, if I was to get back into this and lead a revolt, I'm sure millions would vote for it, but could we break the system? And that's the big debate that we're having. So do I meet these people? Do I talk to them? Of course I do. Does it get somewhat over-egged by the press? Well, that's the nature of the game.
Well, I certainly know that regardless of what people say is being discussed, I know from personal experience when we were in London, to be in your company is spectacular, dare I say even grouse.